like that, but I think the difficulties, or certainly at least when it began to show up like difficulties, that's just in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm. And you stopped now?
I've stopped now.
John Denver, the beloved singer-songwriter known for his folk and country hits like Take Me Home, Country Roads, and Rocky Mountain High, has left an indelible mark on music and culture. But his personal life, especially his relationships, was a significant part of his story. One of the most notable aspects of Denver's life was his marriage to Annie Martell, a former school commissioner and TV personality. The love story between John and Annie is as iconic as his music, and their relationship was marked by both profound connection and eventual separation. However, in the years before his tragic death in 1997, John Denver spoke candidly about Annie, revealing deeper feelings and insights that many fans never knew. This video delves into what John Denver said about his ex-wife, Annie Martell Denver, reflecting on their shared past and how their relationship shaped both of their lives. We'll also explore Annie's life post-divorce, shedding light on her journey since John's passing, her family life, and the legacy of their partnership. John Denver's words about his first wife, Annie Martell, before his untimely death were filled with emotion and regret. Their love story, filled with both passion and pain, left an unforgettable imprint on their lives. For those unfamiliar, Annie Martell Denver is known to the public as John Denver's ex-wife, but her life before and after their divorce is far from being solely defined by their famous relationship. Annie was a school commissioner and television personality in her own right, and she has maintained a relatively private life since her divorce. In this video, we explore the poignant remarks John Denver made about Annie before his death, as well as the deep bond they shared despite their separation. From the heights of John's musical success to the struggles that tore them apart, their story continues to resonate, shedding light on the complexities of love, fame, and personal growth. Who is Annie? Annie Martell Denver's life took a unique path, marked by both personal and public milestones. Growing up in Nicollet, Minnesota, she was rooted in a strong family dynamic that shaped her early years. The Martell family instilled in her a sense of community and purpose, values she carried through her life. Attending Adolphus College allowed Annie to pursue her academic interests and personal growth, but it also set the stage for an encounter that would change her life forever: meeting John Denver. The couple's early relationship was characterized by a youthful, carefree love, built on mutual respect and shared interests. They connected over their intellectual and artistic pursuits, forming a bond that would lay the foundation for their eventual marriage. John, already a rising star in the music world, found in Annie not only a supportive partner, but also someone who understood the pressures that came with fame. As their relationship grew, so did John's career, and the balance between personal and professional life became increasingly difficult. During their marriage, Annie found herself in the public eye, but she maintained a strong sense of independence and purpose. She didn't just exist as the wife of a famous singer. She carved out a space for herself as a dedicated school commissioner, and later as a television personality. These roles allowed Annie to contribute to her community, but also to define herself beyond the shadow of her husband's celebrity. This duality of being both a private individual and a public figure was something Annie navigated with grace, despite the growing challenges that accompanied it. Annie's relationship with John was complex, especially as his fame soared. Their marriage was marked by both intense love and significant strain. John's career demands, particularly the constant touring and media attention, placed immense stress on their relationship. The couple struggled to find time for each other amidst the whirlwind of John's success. As the years went by, the distance between them grew, not just physically, but emotionally. Their separation in 1982, after 15 years of marriage, was a turning point in both of their lives. Despite the difficulties in their marriage, Annie always spoke of John with fondness and respect. Her emotional response to Annie's song revealed the deep affection that once existed between them, a love that transcended their eventual separation. It was clear that the bond they shared, even if not enough to hold their marriage together, left a lasting impression on Annie's heart. She admitted in later years that her divorce from John was partly due to their inability to cope with the overwhelming nature of his fame, but also to the natural growth and changes in both of them as individuals. The breakup. The dissolution of John and Annie Denver's marriage was undeniably difficult, yet they both reflected on it with a sense of mutual respect and understanding. In his 1983 interview, John was open about the pressures of his career and how it impacted their relationship. He admitted that the demands of his rising fame, including constant touring and public attention, took a significant toll on their marriage. John's reflection, stating that the divorce was just something that happened, suggested that he didn't view it as a failure, but rather as a consequence of circumstances beyond their control. He was candid about the emotional strain that came with maintaining a relationship while also trying to meet the ever-growing expectations of his career. Annie, in contrast, spoke of their separation with a mix of sadness and acceptance. She later discussed how youthful immaturity and the inability to handle the overwhelming nature of John's fame contributed to their divorce. It wasn't a case of violence or abuse. Rather, the relationship struggled under the weight of John's professional demands and the personal changes they both went through during their years together. While John's fame created an imbalance in their lives, leading to emotional distance, there were no allegations or indications that he was violent toward Annie. The love between John and Annie was still evident, even after their separation. In fact, John's feelings for Annie seemed to persist long after their divorce. He acknowledged in interviews that the bond they shared had deeply influenced his music. Annie's song, one of his most iconic tracks, remains a testament to the love they had, and he mentioned in later interviews that there were still feelings there, no matter what. This connection, despite the marriage's end, reflected the depth of their relationship and the positive aspects they had shared. Even after their breakup, both John and Annie remained committed to co-parenting their two children, Zachary and Anna Kate, whom they had adopted together. They put their differences aside for the sake of their children, showing that despite the dissolution of their marriage, their shared responsibility as parents remained a priority in their lives. Their amicable co-parenting relationship highlighted a level of maturity and mutual respect that remained intact after their personal relationship had ended. Before his death in 1997, John Denver's thoughts about his ex-wife Annie were more than just nostalgic. They were deeply reflective. As he looked back on their years together, he expressed both love and regret in equal measure. John acknowledged that their relationship, though complicated by the pressures of his fame, had shaped him in profound ways. He was grateful for their time together, and in interviews, he revealed how much Annie meant to him. While their marriage did not last, the bond they shared was undeniable, and John never stopped feeling a deep connection to Annie, even after their divorce. John Denver's second marriage to Cassandra Delaney was markedly different from his first, but it still carried the weight of his fame, emotional complexity, and the challenges of being in the public eye. Their relationship began with hope and optimism, with both partners looking to find solace and companionship after their past struggles. Despite this, their marriage, like his first, faced its own set of difficulties. John had often spoken of how his fame created tension in his personal life, and this proved to be true in his relationship with Delaney as well. While the couple's shared moments of joy and family life with their daughter, Jessie Bell, were meaningful, the underlying pressures of their public personas inevitably led to cracks in their relationship. Early life and career beginnings. Delaney's career began in the early 1980s, when she ventured into the entertainment industry with a one-off single called Boots, a country reworking of the 1966 Nancy Sinatra hit These Boots Are Made for Walkin'. The single showcased her talent as a singer, though it did not achieve the same level of commercial success as the original. Nevertheless, this first step in the music industry laid the foundation for Delaney's subsequent foray into acting. Her acting career kicked off in Australia, where she starred in a number of films. The 1986 film Fair Game was one of her most notable roles, which has since developed a cult following. In this thriller, Delaney portrayed the character of a woman who is forced to defend herself from a group of men trying to hunt her down. The film, although not a commercial hit at the time, became iconic within certain circles for its intense, action-packed sequences and Delaney's standout performance. Despite her early success in the entertainment industry, Delaney is most remembered for her brief but high-profile marriage to John Denver. However, her professional career continued after their divorce, and she made sporadic appearances in both television and film. Meeting John Denver. After Denver's first marriage to his wife Annie Martell ended in 1982, he found love again with Cassandra Delaney. They met in the mid-1980s, and after 2 years of courtship, they married in 1988. The couple settled in Denver's stunning Aspen home, a place that had become symbolic of his success as a beloved folk and country musician. In many ways, their relationship seemed to be a fresh start for Denver, who had previously struggled with the pressures of fame and personal loss. Their marriage was celebrated at the time, with both of them navigating life under the spotlight. As the second wife of a world-famous musician, Delaney's life quickly became intertwined with Denver's public persona. In interviews, she often spoke about the joys of living in Aspen and how she and John hoped to have a peaceful, private life there. However, the pressures of their relationship would eventually take a toll, as their marriage was fraught with personal and professional challenges. The divorce, which was finalized in 1993, marked the end of a turbulent chapter for both Denver and Delaney. Denver himself was candid in interviews, admitting that the dissolution of their marriage was a deeply painful experience. His reflection on the relationship was tinged with both regret and resentment, particularly in light of the public fallout. However, despite the bitterness that sometimes accompanied his reflections on the marriage, it was clear that Denver still cared for Cassandra on some level, as evidenced by their shared moments of grief and remembrance after his passing. After their divorce, Delaney chose to live a more private life, focusing on raising their daughter. Jessie Bell, born in 1989, remained a constant source of strength and love for her mother. While John Denver's passing in 1997 brought the family back into the public eye for memorial services and tributes, Delaney made a concerted effort to shield her daughter from the intrusive aspects of fame, even while honoring Denver's legacy. In the years following the divorce, Cassandra Delaney's career continued to focus on her acting and music, though her professional achievements never reached the same heights as her ex-husband's. Nevertheless, she carved out her own path, proving that there was more to her than her role as John Denver's ex-wife. Reflecting on her own personal journey, Delaney has occasionally spoken with fondness about her time with John, acknowledging both the joy and heartache their relationship brought. Their shared history was complex, but it was undeniable that their bond, through their daughter and the experiences they had, remained a significant part of her life. In the end, Cassandra Delaney's life after Denver has been a testament to her resilience and ability to navigate the complexities of fame, family, and self-discovery. Jessie Bell's birth in 1989 marked a new chapter in the lives of both Cassandra and John Denver. As parents, they cherished the arrival of their daughter, who became the focal point of their personal lives. Delaney often spoke about the profound impact Jessie Bell had on her, describing her as a source of immense joy and pride. In the public eye, Cassandra remained dedicated to maintaining a sense of normalcy for her daughter, striving to shield her from the intense media attention that surrounded their family. Despite growing up in the spotlight, Jessie Bell's experiences were shaped by her parents' determination to offer her a grounded life. Cassandra frequently emphasized her role as a mother, wanting her daughter to feel secure and loved outside the lens of fame. It was important for her to provide a sense of normality, balancing the public and private aspects of their lives. Jessie Bell, with her unique position as the child of two prominent figures, occasionally appeared at public events, showcasing her connection to her parents. After John Denver's sudden and tragic death in 1997, both Cassandra and Jessie Bell attended memorial services to honor his memory. Their presence at these events highlighted the enduring bond they shared, even after the end of Cassandra and John's marriage. Despite the personal and public challenges, the family's connection remained strong, and Jessie Bell's role as the daughter of John Denver was not diminished by the complexities of their lives. Through these moments, it became clear that family remained the most significant part of their lives, transcending fame, loss, and the passing of time. Annie's life after John's death. After John Denver's tragic death in a plane crash in 1997, Annie Martell Denver chose to step away from the public spotlight, seeking solace in the quiet and peaceful surroundings of Aspen, Colorado. Living a private life with her children and grandchildren, Annie distanced herself from the scrutiny and attention that often accompanies the families of public figures. However, despite her preference for privacy, she was tasked with managing John's estate, a responsibility she approached with great care and dedication. This included ensuring that his assets were fairly distributed, especially among his children from various relationships. Annie's commitment to preserving John's legacy extended beyond her personal emotions and into the practicalities of managing the family's financial affairs. While she has largely remained out of the public eye, Annie has occasionally made appearances in documentaries and retrospectives that focus on John Denver's life and career. In 2002, she participated in the documentary John Denver Country Boy, which provided a look back at John's life, his music, and their time together. She also appeared in Mobituaries with Mo Rocca and a song's best friend, John Denver Remembered. These rare public appearances served as opportunities for Annie to reflect on their shared history and to speak about John's enduring legacy. Through these documentaries, Annie shared personal anecdotes and insights into their relationship, shedding light on the profound connection they had during their marriage. Annie's involvement in these projects revealed that, while she has moved on from the past and built a life independent of John, she still holds deep respect and affection for the man who was once her partner. In interviews, she has openly spoken about the love they shared and her enduring connection to him. In a rare public statement, Annie confessed that she continues to miss John and think of him frequently, particularly when hearing his songs. For her, his music is not just a reminder of his fame, but a deeply personal connection to the man she once loved. Even after all these years, Annie's feelings for John remain, and his memory is still a significant part of her life. The song Annie's Song, one of John's most famous hits, continues to hold a special place in the hearts of many who admire his music. The song was written for Annie during their time together and stands as a testament to their love. The lyrics, filled with emotional depth and affection, immortalize their relationship in a way that transcends their separation and John's passing. While their marriage ultimately ended, the bond they shared was undeniably strong, and Annie's song is perhaps the most poignant reminder of that. Annie's legacy in John's story is not limited to being his ex-wife, but extends into her continued involvement in preserving and honoring his memory. After his death, she took on the important role of managing his estate, a task she handled with the same dedication and care she gave to her family and personal life. Through her work, she ensured that John's music and contributions to the world were respected and upheld for future generations. Her participation in documentaries and public tributes to John further reinforces her role in keeping his memory alive, not just for the public but also for those closest to him. In this way, Annie Martell Denver remains an integral part of John's legacy, reflecting the love and respect they shared despite their eventual separation. While she has maintained a private life, Annie's occasional public appearances serve as a reminder of the love story that once was, and the lasting impact John Denver continues to have on the world through his music. Through her quiet, steadfast role in preserving his legacy, Annie remains a significant figure in the narrative of John Denver's life and career. John Denver's reflections on Annie Martell reveal a deep and enduring connection despite their separation. Their story remains a testament to love and growth. If you enjoyed learning more about their relationship, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the lives of iconic figures.